Remember, kids, whenever you say you're gonna wake up in time to do something, don't, because you'll sleep through your alarm and then just kind of look like an idiot. Anyway, good morning, everyone. And, feeling like a little bit more DSP before I start proper work today, because when don't I? We're still on our original planet, and as I mentioned last time, we're going to build a component that we need a lot of, the pink drink here. However, I am out of assemblers, so I have to go out of good assemblers. So I'll have to go back and grab some. And, well, carry on the work of the Dyson Sphere. Yeah, we're still researching you. So actually, it turns out that these can go up to like 10,000, and the logistics drone flight speed literally reaches the speed of light at the maximum speed. It's pretty stupid. Not that that's ever going to be possible. The only other one that's limited is drone communication control, which goes up to like level 20. How's the RSI Sphere looking? It's actually looking pretty all right. I think we've already surpassed the previous number with regards to the previous production number. The only annoying thing is that, of course, I'm out of parts right now because production is stopped because I'm reworking things. Oh, thank you. Do we have enough of everything else? Yeah, we do. But we're already reaching 4.27. I think my all-time high was like 4.5. So we're quickly reaching a point where it's getting pretty well. One nice thing, I guess, is that it's all filling up the existing squares. The stupid thing, however, is that it's not gonna matter since, well, soon they'll be filled up. But some of these are pretty big, at least, like a few thousands. Like these all have like almost 3,000 cells in them to be filled up. But we'll see. I'm going, I think I have everything, so I think I'm gonna go back now. Let's grab some more planetary logistic systems while we're here. No, you, please. I've also reinstalled one of the mods that I disabled. The, what was it called again? I want to check power. Yeah, we need more power poles. The copy inserters mod. I think they fixed some things. If it's still broken, I'll just disable it. But I know that they tried to fix a bunch of bugs. But I do really like the look of this half-built sphere, even if it's pretty bad. So far it looks not as bad as I thought it did. It would be like that half build that I did, or like only half of it is covered. But I think it'll look worse once we're actually done. We are at least preventing the save game from corrupting, since too many available sale nodes will corrupt your save. But yeah, I'm gonna like 50-50 guessing that the product that we're trying to make right now is actually the bottleneck. As in, sorry, the special resource we're using for that optical grading crystal. There are some other bottlenecks that it could be. I know that unipolar magnets are always in very high demand because of how powerful they are. Otherwise, at least I know I can produce these cashmere crystals here using. Why am I requesting you? Oh, yeah. Wait, no. What? Hydrogen. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Um, so those titanium crystals, I still have. Well, I deleted part of it. It's not going to be super duper difficult to get back, but I'd really rather not. I know that graphene and hydrogen is never going to be an issue, but you know. Anyway, so we still have some. Actually, I could. No, I can't check remotely how much we have of that. So what I want to do is, how much do you need? So it's a lot of hydrogen. It's in fact twice as much as anything else. So I probably want just another tower for just hydrogen, which isn't very complicated to do. Let's see, the best spot to do that is like here-ish. Just, you know, built nice and cramped. And hydrogen, 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 there we go, on demand. So the reason why we're doing that is purely because it allows us to build a bit more freely. So what I can do now is actually build like cashmere, sorry, like optical grating, graphene, hydrogen, and then like only have the hydrogen stretch half as far. Let's see. 5, 6. So foundation support. 6. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I hope everyone's having a good day this week. It's gonna be a bit messy for me. I did some alright work yesterday, but I realized that a system that I built in a very dumb way, and I should really redesign some things, because I was designing a system based on flexibility, and I realized that I took the exact route that I should not have taken in doing this, which is yeah, pretty stupid, but you know, it's too late to worry about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to like redesign a few systems, but shouldn't be that bad. Like I've spent a long time digging through the systems already, so I have a really good idea of not really. I have a really good idea of what I need to do. It's not going to be like in particular it's I designed a legend for a type of graph, like a fairly complex legend with like coloring and stuff, which is not easy to do when it's not there. I designed that, and then I forgot that I should have just made it a separate plot object, because they have a structure for that, and normally that's used to add, you know, other things that are very similar, and I never thought to do that because I was still like hacking things together, you know. I was more surprised that it worked at all rather than, you know, working on getting it. I was more surprised with that it worked at all than thinking about, oh yeah, maybe I should like design this a little bit better. But hey, it works, so I can actually put more time into making it proper. Besides that, it's just going to be a bit of a messy week with a lot of things. I have to... So tomorrow, or today, I'll be doing your Patreon game, Franconian, as well as Shadows. But the rest of the week is going to be a bloody mess, because Friday I have practice for... I want it to be the first one because it's the highest throughput one. Friday I've got practice for Zooter, and then Thursday I have Patreon, but Thursday I'm going to go to my parents because they're celebrating their 24th anniversary. Yeah, see, so now it tries to copy that. Ah, yeah. Hey, look. See? That works. But now the true litmus test comes. See, now it actually shows the ghosts. I know that they worked on that, which is kind of neat. Yeah. So that'll be a bit of a weird week structure, but it also means that Thursday I can't do Patreon streams, nor can I do them Friday, technically. So what I want to do is see if I can copy this. Ah, yes. It used to break. It used to like double place them and just not work at all. I'm very happy it does. So I probably have to do my Patreon games on the day of Thursday. There we go. Which will be fine. It's just a bit, you know, I could have planned it a bit better, but it's all just chaotic in hindsight. Can't really do much about it. And it's not a big issue, you know. It's just a little bit chaotic. I also still plan on changing the Patreon games a bit. I'm gonna move off of the Thursday slot entirely because I talked it over with my girlfriend and we talked about what was the best to do there. It turns out that the Thursday would be the best in that regard. There we go. How much do you condense things? Wait, hydrogen? I guess you're consuming all of it, right? Yeah, so well, hydrogen is going to be in huge demand always. But I am making a mistake here. See, they're not getting that much. You know why? Because they're not interstellar. So they can't request from like crappy things all over the universe. Warpers and hydrogen. Demand from remote. Just give you everything here first. Supply to local, demand from remote. There we go. But yeah, so bit of a messy week because I'll be traveling a little bit, not with public transport at least. It's slightly more responsible than that. Only 4,000? That's not good. What? How is it only... Oh, okay, there we go. But that's weird. Wait, there's a gas giant right here. There's a gas giant right here, yet Nitro. Come on, just put him on there. Okay, we're going to need a lot more hydrogen than I thought, so... Oh, you barely see it. There we go. So these orbital collectors actually produce a fairly decent amount of hydrogen. The reason why is that they benefit from research for miners as well. So they have like a ×10 multiplier or something. It really is a pretty game. Like they obviously put a lot of work into a lot of things. They did take some shortcuts. One of the drawbacks right now, in my opinion, is yeah. See, so right now we're producing like 1,000 of hydrogen a minute, and it's not blocked. If the deuterium is full or something, it's gonna be fine. The issue very much for me with the visual style is also a gameplay thing, and is that every single gas giant is the same size. Every single planet is the exact goddamn same size. Bonk. Which is, it's nice, but it creates visual monotony, unfortunately. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the yes, there are already. This is a mod. I'm playing with quite a decent amount of mods already. The amount of quality of life this game is missing is huge, and modders have thankfully stepped up quite a bit to fill in that gap. It's just like, yeah, it's a game that obviously needs a lot of quality of life. So it's pretty funny, like, how you actually go through like the hydrogen consumption cycles in these games. So first you're like, oh yeah, I will never. I have so much goddamn hydrogen, I will never run out. And then, you know, 5 minutes later, you're like, wait, I want to make cashmere crystals now. Fuck, I need so much goddamn hydrogen. It's insane. And now you're running out of crystals. Factory, yeah. I don't need any copper. Wait, what are these chips? Oh, fuck no, and he does shits on a copper all of a sudden. Yeah. So, the issue as well is balancing. So I could just... Let me take a look here. What if I switch you to... Whoops. There we go. What I want to check is if this is actually what we need to do. So we actually have this is the same as before, and this is what was extra added, and now it has 2 belts of these crystals because I guess the consumption of both is so high that yeah, you're just gonna run out. Jeez. Let me think. Yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm just hooking up more goddamn belts. So now each of these gets like its own belt effectively. Sort of. How in the Lord's name do you not have enough hydrogen? Okay, there you go. I mean, it does make some sense. It's not exactly ratioed properly because it will use up twice as much hydrogen as it uses up crystals, and with 2 belts of crystals, it's gonna at most consume 4 belts. So this is overkill. However, distribution-wise, it's pure hell otherwise. Because otherwise, you have like 3 plus 1. That should work, I guess. But you're still limited by hydrogen. Well, you are starved a little bit because of that. The further away the inserter, the slower the production goes. It seems you are working fine. Yeah. Yeah, difference is pretty big. Okay. Guess also use the supply. Just to get rid of you for now. We'll probably reuse you later, but filter you to you. So we'll have will I even have enough ports on this to I think I just have enough ports to actually get this. Holy crap. This is the first time I've ever hooked up something with purely the same resource. Good grief. So let's see, production, local planets. I want to take a look at the production of for like an hour. So this was before I tore it down. The issue was that it was like extremely spiky. I have a feeling this production is going to be a bit better. We'll have to see the local peaks. And it will take some time for buffers. Yeah, so this is going to be an issue. There's actually just not enough. Let's see, demand from local. I have a feeling once the local supply starts ticking in, it should be fine-ish, but yeah. There is actually local production of hydrogen. It's fairly low. I think it also gets prioritized by remotes, but I hope it actually doesn't. We'll have to see though. Well, of course it wasn't. Wait, so I just only got 39 back, but I'm pretty sure I filled it with 50. It can go over this 10,000 limit, by the way. It's just for requesting and what you can put in manually. Well, it seems like your uptime is a lot better, at least. Your 10-minute average is about 600. Your 1-minute average is 800. Now, this is with the... I need to wait... Because this looks like it was a 500. I don't know if this peak will persist. The thing is that it will have filled up extremely on everything but hydrogen. But yeah, oh, we're out of crystals. So yeah, it's... You can do something akin to a buffer. Wait, no, you can actually do something akin to a buffer in this game. Set to local supply. So, what if I do remote storage, right? Demand from local supply to local. Yeah, so you demand from remote. Oh, come on. Give you some space warpers. And then it has supply, and then you can have demand from local as well. So now you'll get both. I think that should give me more buffers, because now there'll be like 20k on the way. What I could also do is just do belts. Ah, I see. So I would actually don't demand from local. Yeah, so there's only 3,000 demand from remote. Yikes. Well, the crystals are gonna be, you know, not like getting stored at all because they're getting consumed by this. But I'm happy seeing these all process again. The good thing is they are super duper slow. Like they require 1 every 12 seconds. So we'll be able to feed a pretty big factory with this. All right, there we go. So you should be flowing. And that is good to see. How are you? Oh, you're not connected at all. There we go. Yeah, now you just don't have anything anymore. All right, good. So we should have double the requests now. Like the hydrogen just runs out momentarily. How are you? How are you doing? 10 minutes. It's a bit better. It seems like there's like I have a feeling we're gonna see these hops a lot more. Now of course I can fix that by getting another tower requesting hydrogen. I think that's actually gonna be the best idea. Just have another goddamn tower requesting hydrogen. Holy crap. Right, hydrogen. Space warpers. Demand from remote. Demand from remote. So I have a feeling. Okay, yeah, you are getting some. How's the best way to actually like do that? I could just have half and half. Just have like half the belts come from here. I think the other best idea is probably to just like put in sorters. Because you can actually pass through belts with sorters. Oh yeah, but I would have to a lot. I think maybe just doing half of them is probably better. Indeed, Shin. It is more. Are there? No, there are no enemies. They are thinking about. They are thinking about adding them, but I don't know what their implementation will be in the. Well, I have no idea, of course. There we go. What I could do in theory. Actually run a belt between these two. Which should automatically balance between the two, because there should be always like a constant trickle. What a meme. Oh, there's no more hydrogen coming from you, buddy. Do supply to local, though. Demand from local, demand from local. Yeah, they said they were thinking about ending enemies, but I've talked about it a few times on the last stream as well. It's like no idea what they're gonna do. It'll be fairly it can be very interesting, but it'll be difficult to say how it's going to be, if it's going to be good at all. Because I think it's an idea you can execute well, but it could just be a giant mess. No doubt about it. So I could hook up more. However, considering, well, actually, I could, in theory, hook up more. Seeing as how you should now demand from local. And demand everything from here, yeah. And now I could, in theory, have you request hydrogen as well. And then just have one more of these. Ugh, why? Yeah, I really hate it when that happens, but oh well. Okay. Hydrogen. You need to request like 5k and demand from remote. So you just be another buffer in general. So just go ahead, have fun. So what we're gonna have is we're gonna have one. Actually, let's have one hydrogen belt. Yeah, no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's really nice we already have the inserters there properly placed. But I'll change them on this end a bit. Oh, we do not have enough belts for that, but no well. So this will be the output belts. Nah, it's a pain in the ass to design. Man, I'm gonna need more belts as well. There we go. I could slightly redesign these systems, I think. Can I, to get more belt mileage? Not really. I mean, it's all designed pretty inefficiently. This is such a mess. But just keeping these things fed, it's ridiculous. So let me check my entire star cluster and then go to hydrogen consumption, because I think that'll be through the goddamn roof. Go to like an hour. Yeah, so this was our hydrogen consumption before, and it just shot up. And went from like over 10 hours. It was like 9k average. Last minute's been 20k average. I'm gonna go back. I'm also gonna grab more solar orbital collector things to put on the gas giant there, because it should help a lot. Because it should add a lot more local production of it should have local production of hydrogen, you know, cutting down on travel time and such, etc., etc. Because we have a lot of hydrogen on our base planet. All right, let's go to Canis Majoris 3. And bonk. Come back there in a second. There we go. Thank you. And we need more of you as well. Do we need... Oh. Sorters? Always need more sorters. Yeah, those was mostly, right? Assemblers we have enough. Storage, logistics was mostly it. Yeah. Take more of those. So, good to see you're all working. Good to see you're full, though. That's the important bit. You still have your deuterium. You still have your hydrogen. So how's our Dyson Sphere looking? Do I get any launches? I should. I'm not seeing any. Getting a few structure points, so that's good. Yeah, they're born. Yeah, good to see that cell points are at least progressing. There's only a few more locations, though, that can be filled in. Hey, we finally got our first square. Hadn't even noticed it yet. And by the way, notice how these patterns do not line up, and there is a break in between them here, instead of forming a continuous sail. Isn't that fun? You can actually notice it is the same pattern, because there's like a line you can follow through most of them, but they're like offset in a really weird way, and sometimes the offset is so great you get these really weird effects. All right, let's go back. Thanks for pointing it out. I knew someone would be annoyed by that. Never buying this game. Yeah, if that was your biggest issue with it, I fear you've got more things to worry about. God, I was talking to someone on the ImageJ forums about maybe having a meeting with regards to a plugin that I wrote a few months ago and how it could be theoretically working on the GPU. And well, he's a really nice guy, I think, but he does work at Dresden, the technical university there. Wrong planet. So yeah, that'll be something. Why is there a loan collector here? I guess I placed it down quite a while ago. But don't worry, I'll make my own deuterium someday. Can only be at the equator. Oh, yeah, it's right here. No, that is not right. That is right. And I was wondering, like, I could, in theory, get a PhD in Eastern Germany, but I think I would personally hate it. Even if I could do really fun work. Freaking Eastern Germany, man. Did I build it on the right node? 50-50. I did. Good. You could also, in theory, get... Yeah, I could. Wouldn't it be fun? I'll just go, I really, I really preferred the Frauenkirche when it was, like, intact, this rebuild version, just such a shame. I wonder why it's so ugly. I wonder what happened. Nah, I don't think, I would rather go to, like, I think my professor mentions, I think there was in Czechia, there was a PhD in another lab, but I don't know. Going abroad is not going to be my my initial preference. Leipzig is the only one. I've never been to Leipzig, so I wouldn't know. So we haven't built many of the ones, so it's because all our drones are gone. Even there, you have too many Nazis. Well, that's East Germany for you. So what's the orbital rotation period of this thing? Jesus, 100 seconds. Yeah, no wonder it's going so fast. I don't know where my drones are. I only have like 11 of them. In theory, they're heading towards me right now, but they might have gotten... Oh, there's one. Because the thing is, they have to like fly all the way up. So they also go a lot further than you'd think. He went all the way up there. You guys just go. I'll come pick you up on the way back. Please tell me I've got 2 more. 1 more. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, local planet. Good stuff. All right, let's go back over here, and I think they're all built. So the production of hydrogen just shot up, which is pretty good. Now, I wonder when I place the orbital collectors. I'm still not entirely sure what the production actually means, if it's consumption inside or consumption outside, I don't know. So you can't change either of these, but they produce a decent amount. Come on, let me escape gravity. What the hell were you doing? Air? They're absorbing the atmosphere of the gas giant. Which is, well, not air, as in the classical sense. It's hydrogen and deuterium. You also have ice gas giants, which produce fire ice and hydrogen. Fire ice can be used to make more hydrogen as well as graphene. Yeah, we're all out of those damn crystals. Yeah, sure. Give me a second. Let me just quickly hook these up, because it shouldn't be a lot of work. You have like the robot's called Icarus. Because hey, look, it flew too close to the sun. It's a mythology reference. And it is, well, its animations are a bit work in progress. Here, this is the robot in question. It has very nice jumping animations. That thing on its arm it uses when it's mining, but we haven't. It's all rusted over. Haven't used it in a while. It's, you can change the color of it with mods. There we go. We are never gonna max this out, but this in theory consumes so much goddamn high. No, there are no enemies. I already answered that. Sorry. There are no enemies in the game. They are thinking about it. I know they mentioned combats in some, like, oh, we're gonna think about doing this idea, but they haven't talked about the actual implementation they're gonna be doing. And we've theorized about that a few times. Like, are they gonna do like an active force, a passive force? Hydrogen. No, I don't want hydrogen. I want. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me actually see. So I'm gonna guess that wavelets are still being the limiting factor, in which case it would be quantum chips. Yeah, 100% sure it's quantum chips. Yeah, it's a freaking quantum chips. At least we're producing more of them. No, the goal of the game is to make a Dyson Sphere. It's like Factorio in that regard. There's no absolute goal. Yeah, we're gonna need to find more optical grading crystals as well, I think. So we had huge buffers before. Alright, good. You can clearly set. Of course, they're all gone. Yeah, so it's ironic because on the one hand, you know, you have a lot of resource shortcuts, but I kind of prefer productivity modules as in what they have in Factorio. Okay. Let me see if I can find optical grading crystals fairly close by. That's what they're going for here. Well, Mufrid has the more. Yeah, we're going to. Oh, hey, here as well. In Alwazn. I guess I get a quick trip to both and see which one is more. But I think Mufrid is slightly better. Yeah, let's go to Mufrid. Which was. One second, before I check that, I've got a lot of. Okay, I've got a bunch of you. That should be fine. Mufrid. There we go. 13 light years. How much space warpers do I have? Got enough. We're also going to get the next research fairly soon, which is nice. Yeah. Get more mining speed. The hash rate is not limited by research speed, I'm pretty sure. If I recall correctly, it's more limited by just production. I mean, you can see the hourly thing here. Alright, so we're basically going to set up a mining outpost right now. There's... Oh, do I have enough? Got you. I have... Planetary. Do I have interstellar? I do. Oh, you're interstellar. Sorry, of course I don't have any more. Oh, I went past it. I don't have any more of the orbital collectors, of course. Oh yeah, this was a good choice. 18 million optical grading crystals. What are you? New white dwarf. Ooh, that is a good planet. Crab ore. Holy crap, that's a few little coal. But that's really good. Perfect. So find a nice spot with a few. Well, there's all good spots here. Well, start here. So what I can do is I could, in theory, pave over these. I'm not going to, but I could. Let's see. So we put down you, and you're going to be requesting warp and power, and you're going to be providing optical grading. So I kickstarted a bit by grabbing a bunch of these. You can uncover these again, which I really like. It's one of the this game, you know, when you compare it to Factorio, which is a very quick comparison to make, you realize that there are some things they do very well. Thank God. There we go. And we just give it a bunch of you. And it's charging. And then I do put you to like that. Demand from remote, demand from remote. Because I just need one supply to get here. Fine. There we go. Just need to get it passed along as far as it'll go. Alright. Could already start with mining. So, in theory, I could actually make optical grading crystals. The kimberlite stuff I was talking about as well. Fire ice, in theory, is the only thing I need for that. But I'll... because fire ice produces, as I said, hydrogen and... and graphene, but we need so much more hydrogen than we need graphene, like production ratio wise, that it's not feasible. You need to still import it, you know. And then you're like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter then, I guess, you know, because if I have to import hydrogen, I might as well, you know, export, because I would have to import hydrogen and export this, and at that point it's like a net nothing. Because then you're just, you know, Importing one, exporting one. I would rather just export one compared to my current setup, of course, and the revenue. How's it going? But seeing so many crystals here just make me very happy. And I could always get graphene from here as well. Yeah, so it arrived. Let's grab back my own stash. How you doing power load wise? Yeah, you're still charging. Only got 4 left. Can I make some more? Yeah, good. So the reason why I'm trying to cover as many veins as I can is because it's speed. The more veins something covers, the higher throughput it has. So I usually try to cover as many veins as I can with a few machines first, and then kind of like fill in the gaps like this. So I squeeze out a little bit more throughput here. The reason why I'm doing 2 belts because I have had scenarios where I have maxed out a single belt. There we go. And voila. And that is really good to see. So this might not produce enough power once we start transporting more, but it's really good to see. So wasn't there one more fairly close by? Well, there's one here that I could, in theory, just hook up. This is really, really good, though. I'm happy with all this. I think I'll just make it a local logistics station, actually. Probably better. Running belts everywhere is a pain, and it is often better to just say screw that and put down a planetary logistics system. It's also one of the reasons why I consume so many of these damn things. The only thing I need to do is to change that is actually set you to demand from local. The logistics system in this game is a bit weird. I'm like very much in 2 minds about it. On the one hand, I think it's really nice, and it does a lot of things well. On the other hand, it does some things very poorly. Explaining what things are, for example, like I have still no idea what the storage option is. I haven't seen an explanation, and if there is one, I have missed it because I cannot read. So yeah, no idea. It used to be a lot worse as well because you now have a lot more options for like what load they need to have. You can actually make like interstellar systems now instead of always having to be so you can have them be intrastellar instead of having to be interstellar 100% for sure. There we go. So I'm gonna need to add a bit more power. Yeah, so we have a better power source than this that is much more dense. These produce 9 megawatt apiece. I have a source that produces 75 apiece. The only issue is that producing the fuel for that is very costly and it's very dense. So, and I just don't have the supply for that. And even if I set it to the minimal amount of like 10 per load, I can't request less than that. I have to request like 100, and I just don't have that. Personally, I wish they made it a little bit less dense so it was actually viable to spread around. Because I would love to have like sort of the same logistics when spreading things around without having to resort. Well, it's like not just a late game power source, but it's like an extremely late game, like post game power source. There's no way you can actually fuel your entire base. Sorry, like your entire systems off of that. It's just impossible. Just because of the sheer number of those you would need, and you can produce like I assume that at some points you can just have a system dedicated to making those. Like you raw resource wise, you don't require a huge number of them. Um, but it's mostly a Dyson Sphere that you need. So you would go to a system, just plop down a Dyson Sphere, because you're already making the components in like huge quantities elsewhere. So it's not very difficult to do. Um, Plop down the collectors. You can even send the critical photons elsewhere, or already split it into antimatter, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can already do quite a lot of pre-processing, and just send over um, the products. All right, so this will be the last one. I don't think I'll need much more than these. Just need to hook it up to power. There we go. We also have silicon here. Huh. There's a lot of silicon too. What is it like? Okay, it's 4 million, so there's like 2 veins. Never mind. Alright, that's great to see you actually back up a bit more. Meanwhile, while I'm here, I'm gonna take a look at my very nearby black hole. See how that is doing. Because, oh, did we miss it? No, we just went past it a bit. It's a bit difficult sometimes to see. Black holes aren't as amazing as you think they are. They're neat, but not that neat. They do have extremely rare resources around them. Oh, there are 2 types of stars. Well, stars between quotation mark. Oh, come on. You have neutron stars and you have black holes. And they both have very rare resources around them. Like this thing has quite a lot of titanium. Quite a lot of that. Very little. Oh, we're almost out of unipolar magnets. That's bad. Yeah. But we're backed up, sort of, which makes me happy. How are you set up right now? Should I split these 2 up? Well, yeah, you're completely depleted. Unipolar magnets shortcut a very expensive process, so they're really, really good. But they're also extremely rare. And that's 40k, and the other one is like, well, yeah, 100k. Is there another vein here then? Unipolar magnets. Oh no, it's only 200,000. Jeez. I have found one other system with unipolar magnets, which is really, really nice. But that's one other system, which is around the neutron star. Yeah, it's great. It's really wonderful. So we're gonna get at most like 2,000, well 20,000 more out of them, which is not bad. All right, let's go to Dubba. Let's see how things are going there now. Yeah. So NTR, let's zoom out a bit more. There we go. Also has unipolar magnets. I think that's actually it. I haven't found any other system that has white dwarf as well. Has unipolar magnets, which is a big shame. You know, the thing is, right now I'm actually at a point where I could just wait. I'm done in quotation marks. You know, I could wait out the production of the Sphere. I don't even need to finish it in theory. You know, there's a research that finishes the game that, you know, I finishes between quotation marks. I could have done that an age ago. Kind of want to wait with that until I'm done with the Sphere. But well, yeah. Oh look, they're flying past me because they're faster than me. I also didn't take the best one to make it around. You know, it's only 1 times our own luminosity. You know, I could have easily chosen one that's a bit better, like the neutron star, or you know, the O-type star, which is like right here, which is 2.5. That, by the way, is an exponential function. I think the math is a bit wonky, but I think it's like 4 times as bright as normal. I'm not 100% though. Look at this hive of activity. I really do like the way it looks. Bonk. How you doing? Well, you're of course going to be consumed here. How you doing? That is good. That is really, really good. Yes, that is what I wanted to see. Because, well, never mind, we're out of titanium glass. That's why... Wait, what? What do you mean we're out of titanium glass? Oh, it just can't supply it. Well, that would explain that a bit. Well, that's good to know, because it means I can delete these last rows. You know, I didn't need to, but I will redesign the system a little bit then to make better use of it. Since, yeah. If I had another belt, though, I could double it in theory. But at that point, it's more like, yeah, why do it like that then? That's just stupid. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to slightly redesign this. Yeah, I wonder how. How could one man do this slightly more intelligently? There we go. That wasn't so difficult now, was it? Because now I opened up another whole side. That's exactly what I wanted. Can also slightly improve this. There we go. So now I have a whole new side free. I also don't even need you anymore because I can just do this now. So wait for you to fill up and take it to demand from remote. And just yoink. Because I was originally getting that from here, but I didn't need it at all. It was just because I needed the extra slot really badly. But there we go, that's a bunch of cleanup. Hey, look, this space we have here now. So this is the amount of these that I can fit on, like, feet on one belt. What are you lacking? Titanium glass. No, I think I'll just leave that limited for now and just start building a better, slightly better system. Okay, I can improve this even more. Just... No, not wavelets. Or plane fields. I keep calling them like the wrong name. I don't know why. Oh, look, it's an actually well-designed system. Who could have thunk? Okay, well-designed is maybe a big word, but you know. Slightly better designed. We don't need this amount of... Okay, we're out of sales. Yeah, probably because like the crystal supply has been so low. Graphene? Graphene? Really? How? Well, first of all, you're not getting full belts of fire ice. Yeah, no freaking wonder. Yeah, one of these is going to need to cross over. There's no doubt about it. There we go. Should improve that a little bit. Alright, good. How much fire ice does the planet still have? 2 million. Yeah, not a huge amount. It's actually, we already tapped all the veins. Oh, running out of titanium, but how are you doing? Okay, good. We've got more than enough titanium. In fact, there in theory isn't really a reason to keep you as titanium at all, seeing as how that's your job. So I could add some more. What are you doing now? Basically producing 2 full belts. Okay, could you demand fire ice, please? We're going to produce a lot of that. Yeah, fire ice. I find it very interesting. You can actually see like the way they read is very different because instead of having like starting on the left, product on the right, you actually have the other way around, which is not the worst visually speaking. I'm not a huge fan of it either per se. Oh wow, we're actually running out of hydrogen. Huh. Well, I see. So, well, sorry, we're running out of, like, we're producing too much, basically. Actually, but the belts aren't entirely full, so... Let's see how this improves things. Because this is purely a throughput issue. Yeah, it's still an issue. Let me think. I need one more of you. With filtering out the graphene. And then I just have you go sit daisy right into right to there. So this should, in theory, and I'm put this improve the throughput a bit here. It's still going to be limited for you, which is frustrating. Although I guess I could have some kind of emergency set up for you. Of course, there's no exit point for you. Now, the only other idea I had was to actually make this an exit belt for both, and then have this to be the input belt for you, which is possible, but it's just a poorly designed system. So I'm gonna like redesign it here. So we have, simply speaking, Awana you. The key thing in Dyson Sphere program is very much just give it enough space. Like, not giving your process enough space is really bad. Right, so 1 a second means we can do 15 on one belt. Sorry, 30. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, beautiful. So now in theory we can actually have a metric ton of output and input belts. And in this case, I will actually use filters. Because they just, in this case, they do make it a lot easier to design. Then I need a tank. There we, And then of course I put the output of the tank U. So what's the ratio of products actually? It's 2:2. So yeah, you also produce one full build of outputs. How are you not filling out? Well, that's strange. Well, one thing I can do to fix that. Fine, that'll work as well. There we go. Just need to make sure buffers don't fill up too much. So there we go. And that's all graphene. I'll probably reorganize this a bit to actually get one more side out of this, since I only need one out and one in. Which I could do here, I guess. All right, wonderful. What was limited by graphene? Was it you? Yeah, it was you. I'm kind of glad we went through the buffers. It's always a bit annoying to think you're doing all right, and then all of a sudden it's like, psych. No, you weren't. You were doing really poorly. What a shame. So in theory, belt sorters are very nice, but they do create a mess. Let's see, production of graphene. How did that change? Graphene. It went up by decent amounts. Production is lower than consumption at the moment, but that's also because it always lags behind a little bit. So I am going to set up a second block of this, for which I will need... Ooh. What are you? Then, like, what's it? 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, so 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And need one more. There we go. There we go. So we're what is it? Was a graphene here. Okay, there's one more slot there, so we just get that. There we go. And then I think I have enough space just to get in there. Perfect. And then, so a while ago, like a week or so, I mentioned that I was trying to get a different capture card, one that would allow me to actually capture without delay. But so I tried to get one secondhand because they're like $180 new, which is quite expensive. So I thought, you know what, why not just, you know, take the slightly cheaper option and just get it secondhand, because I got my other one secondhand as well, and it's been serving me just fine. But the guy that I made an offer to, because we use this site like just for secondhand stuff, he sent me a message and said, "Oh, you've been outbid." And I'm like, "Okay, sure," So let me check what the bid is, because I didn't get a notification. Maybe it just broke. And no, there was no counter offer at all on the site. So I have no idea what to do. I don't know how much this other guy is supposedly offered. And I have a feeling this guy's just trying to swindle me. And just trying to say, oh, yeah, don't worry. Someone else wanted to pay more. So, but I won't tell you the amount. So just make a better bid. And I'll just tell you, you've been outbid until I'm satisfied with the price. Didn't like that. I did not like that. So I think I'm just not going to get it from him at all. Because there are some other offers on the sites. Oh, we're out of fire ice. Let me think. It's not a surprise, really. Sounds legit. Double your bid. That would be more than the price of a new one. Because like the card is 180 bucks new, and I offered like 100, where the other offers on the site were like 120, 130. I was like, okay, no one else has bid higher. Let's just see. If someone else bids higher, I'm fine with that. Then never make contact again. Yeah, that was a great tactic. All right, so what are you doing? Oh god, you're actually getting those. Okay, that means that we're either in pretty decent production or still not getting those. That's strange. Supply to remote local supply. Let me check out to double one. That's where they should go to. Because we changed the production there. And it could be that it's all out of yellow chips, but I don't think so. Now, the guy just made a screwy offer, and it's a bit annoying because I do really want it, because it's HDMI streaming, and GameCube, Zelda, yada, yada, yada. It makes the setup a lot easier. One of the annoying things is that this current capture card is just kind of janky. Sometimes, like, I have moments where I need to, like, unplug and replug it to make sure it got signal, and it depends on the game as well. Like, I had a lot more trouble with Q before than with anything else, for example. Don't know why, but, that's just the way it is. What the hell did I build here? Well, I'm a very big-brained individual. I need to find my... Here we go. Quantum chips. Not enough yellow. Yellow is not getting enough of you. You are not getting enough. Copper. Oh, huh. Yeah, where are you getting your copper from normally, buddy? Well, certainly gonna need more. All right, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we're gonna go fix the copper. All right, let's go fix that copper because you can see this is running out. I can reuse part of this. So we can actually check real quick how it's doing with that supply. That's doing pretty all right. So something. So over the past few weeks, we've had a curfew here in the Netherlands, and you know, not exactly the best thing. You know, it's fairly annoying. But a local judge just struck it down. Because the government to do that made use of like an emergency law. Please, oh, there's unipolar magnets down. I should have used those. The government made use of a law which allows them to make some emergency. What the hell? That's an interesting one. I think that was one of the reasons why I removed that inserter mod. Yeah, this is really weird. So that they're allowed to set up these measures, like a curfew, that infringe on people's like rights, as it were, without having to go through the normal parliamentary, you know, procedures by making use of like a law. And the judge said that the government did not sufficiently explain why this law was actually needed to be used. And they basically called for the immediate like stop of the curfew, which is interesting because I have no idea if that's going to happen. Like they're going to do a emergency what do you call that, like they're gonna like fight the decision. The government, of course, they are, because it would be a pretty big, you know, slap in their face that they deserve, frankly speaking. So it would require them to not only strike down the curfew, but it would also make every single fine that was given out as part of the curfew invalid. And that is interesting, because it basically would say to the government, yeah, you shouldn't have done that, you idiots. The opposite, the party that actually sued the government for this is a party it's not a political party, but a group called Virus Truth. You can already see what their standpoints are, generally speaking, from that. But yeah, they I really disagree with them in like every single part, but I'm not a big, you know, I don't mind this, because if the government is illegally putting up a curfew, don't mind that being struck down. 5 times 4 is 20. I need 30. It's 5 times 6. Because you know, this curfew is the big issue was that they didn't sufficiently explain why how they can prove it helped, and I don't doubt that it did help. Like, you're keeping people inside. Like, there is an effect. The only issue is that I think it's a bit crude from the judge that you cannot implicitly say, okay, the curfew is required. You're telling me the curfew was struck down because of conspiracy? Yes, exactly, which is something. Or I mean, the thing is that their argument is dumb. Like, I'm pretty sure that their argument was, you know, they know that they can't make vapid claims in court. Like, I'm sure they tried, and I'm sure that some of them realized that, you know, unsubstantiated claims, you know, judges don't like that shit. So they took the law route, and, you know, turns out, yeah, the government did not sufficiently explain why this would be needed, which is not a, you know, the response I would have expected, because I personally, I assumed, okay, you know, the government is doing this, so probably some leaker scholars looked into it. I know there were some parties that shouted that this, oh, you can't do this, and, you know, they were ignored because, you know, they're a bunch of crazy people. But I would have expected legal action from them, but they didn't do it either. Yeah, so now because of conspiracy theories, we might be able to go outside again at night. To be fair, in general, I think it's an alright move. The government really did not think it through in general. We had, well, it was on international news. We had riots because of this curfew, because the government, didn't think it through at all. Youths, they've already been suffering mental health wise because of this curfew. Let's let's well, not per se stab him in the back, but get real darn close to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, one more. So I'm not a big fan of the current government in general, so I'm happy it happened. But it's just really stupid. We'll see if it's gonna go on. As I said, the government will be fighting the decision. I don't know how effective that'll be, because it'll have to, like, I haven't seen something like this happen before in either, the Netherlands or elsewhere even, where a law made to be an emergency law was struck down by the judge, which basically told them to BTFO. Sorry, just get out of here. Yeah, So I don't know if it's like gonna be if I can go out tonight. Not that I plan on, but could I? And what kind of effect will it have on the other? Because in theory, you could extend this reasoning to every single measure. You can't sufficiently prove that this measure helps at the moment, so we're gonna strike it down. Because, like, where does that line of reasoning end? It's a slippery slope, and in this case, I think it actually does work. Oh yeah. I just saw that Sugar posted the article that I was reading. Because it's a bit difficult. Because on the one hand, the government shouldn't be allowed to do things just because they want them to. And like, oh, we have an emergency law. And you just wave a piece of paper around. But on the other hand, we are in a pandemic. And they should have the tools to treat that. I don't know where that balance lies. It's fairly complicated. Personally, I hope that... I don't want the curfew to persist per se, but if the government can argue sufficiently why they require it, I'm fine with it staying in place. But then they need to actually argue that properly, and they haven't been able to do that. What the hell kind of trajectory was that? I'm guessing they're taking a geodesic, but that's still weird. It's just stupid all around. Because on the one hand, you don't want the pandemic to be, not treated, but these people from the virus truth do want that. They think it's total insanity, and that we're all sheeple for following this. Curfew is illegal, and it took this long to figure it out. Yeah, that's what confuses me as well. It's like I would have expected an actual credible party. Again, not per se a political party, to actually do this, but it took these people. It could be that the judge himself was kind of sick of the government shit, which personally wouldn't blame him. I'm just not entirely sure. Of course, the judicial powers function as a balance check on the government's power. So if the result from this is that the curfew will stay in place, but the government just needs to, in the future, just properly examine and explain why they need a measure, I'll be perfectly fine with that. Because again, I don't want this pandemic to go on for like half a year longer, because, the government couldn't explain properly why we need to keep everyone inside. I'm gonna finish building this and then I'll fix the power because we're running out again. It's just, you know, classic VVD incompetency where they try to use a hammer and then go like, oh wait, we need to explain why we need to use a hammer? Ooh. The game was rigged from the start. Yeah. We don't have belts. Might have enough if I'm a bit conservative. Yeah, you think you can be hooked up. You maybe not. We'll have to see. But yeah, so the government not properly explaining the reasoning behind it doesn't surprise me at all. I just hope it doesn't have any like proper consequences. People's fines getting struck down is like kind of the same. I don't know. Some people were just being extremely stupid, and you know. And your actions do have consequences. When will they learn that their actions have consequences? See, I don't know. It's interesting news, and it'll take until the end of the day to actually figure it out, because the government is going to fight the decision, of course. Because, well, I mean, frankly, best case scenario would be the curfew stays in place because it probably does help. You know, I don't mind having a temporary limit on these kind of things right now, at least. So the curfew stays in place, but the government, gets punished hard. And the voter decides that as well, but that's just a pipe dream. I know the Dutch people aren't smart enough to actually see this for what it is. And they'll just keep voting the Liberal Party, just like they always have. Because people might think that their actions have consequences, but they certainly don't think the same about the government. Right, let's see, how much power do we have now? Very close to 100%, but we're getting better. Alright, how you doing? That's a bit better. How are you doing? A lot better. Lot better. I have a feeling, yeah. Clear and reset. Liberals, haven't they played Vicky too? Of course, that should be mandatory to be allowed into to allow to vote. You have to submit your save game of Vicky 2 so you can prove that you know at least a little bit of what you're talking about. Yeah, so I've been building tons of chips here. I think I might actually use that amount as well to actually supplement this. Yeah, because you might actually be able to handle this all. I could, of course, just build a separate system for this. It's not actually going to be super difficult. All I need to do is actually should limits. Oh, that's good. What are you even for? Turbo engine? We're not getting any. It's strange. No iron. Oh my god, your filter isn't set up. That is so immensely stupid on my end. Good god. You know what we need? We need a good old build and storm again. We just gotta go into these liberal party houses, aka pubs, and just destroy all their precious little altars, aka bars. Right, so well, we're completely out of belts. Which of these improved that a bit? You are just completely out. Oh hey, that's actually a lot more belts. Nice. Let's actually use that now. Man, I love having inefficient designs. Oh, yeah. Maybe gotta give you that, maybe. Now let's see if this works. Anyway. Yeah, you were the silicon ore one. Well, it means I can delete all of you. Beautiful. So... Man, this place is spaghetti o'clock. Let me actually set you up to be turbo engines. It's always been spaghetti. So I can just grab all of the ones from here. Clear and reset that. Put you all in here. Because I want to actually make those chips here. Because it's more of a temp solution, mostly because there's already like 5K, 10K in here. I could always do demand from local, but this will work for now. Because what are the amounts you need? You need 1 and 1, 6 is 1 every 3. Wait. Jeez, 1 every 3 seconds, yeah. Demand from local. Probably like 5K. Oop. You'll be making AU. And can copy inserters. Oh, that feels good to be able to do. There we go. So, what was it again? One every 3 seconds means I can continue to supply 90. Which, Means I'll just be building all the way. Don't think about it. Just don't. It'll just hurt your brain. You know, having this system, I think it might be better to just not produce these here at all. Oh well. Once this planet runs dry, I could fix that, but we're probably not gonna continue even until that's gonna happen. Because like right now I need to import these and then immediately export these, and I could as well just export these to the other planet and then just make these locally without having to export these at all. But it's good to see that we're working. It also means that you're gonna get consumed a lot more. Yeah, that's good though. I like to see that. There's no kill like overkill. So why can't I build... Oh no, they're all the same height. Yeah, this is so stupid. I love it. Holy crap, that's close. What are these orbits? Okay, they are just very close orbits, or like roughly well close as they can be. Cannot even keep up with demands. Local stop planets. Processor. Production consumption. Huh. Take a minute to minute. Okay, we are producing more than we consume, but it might just... Well, it is still filling up local buffers, I imagine. Mostly I'm worried about the components. Yeah, that's no silicon. Silicon is in extreme short supply always. But that's not a problem we can fix here. That's a problem we can fix on the other the other planet there. I'll take a quick look there, because I'll also take a look at the production of structure points at the same time. And that's great. So we are actually producing. That's fantastic. So wavelets. How are you doing? Yeah. Not getting enough war. Not doing so hot. But that's purely production. And that I can improve now. Right where I stand. Because what was the ratios again for you? It's 1 to 2. Wait, so what was it again? 1 crystal and 2 glass. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll change this up fairly soon, because I think it will be better to just produce them locally. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Local planet. Take a look at production of plane filters. Needs to be a bit better. Small carrier rockets, 10 minutes, yeah. Like this is a perfectly flat. Yeah, so you can see the spikes of like, you know, you're gonna get the you get another delivery of the stuff. Yeah, we can drastically cut down on travel time by changing the production locations. So how do I do that? It's not very complicated. I can show you right now. So we go to double one. So this basically removes half of the round trip. Now, in theory, doesn't really matter since you go back and forth, but I prefer it this way anyway. Because this way I can also... it's not per se centralization, but it's a little bit better compartmentalization of things. So I simply just stop it. No longer demanded. Did I just nuke it? Well, no matter, because you're not going to be produced as well. So we just clear and reset you. Oh, it just puts it in my inventory as well, so that's fine. Oh, look, we just built this. Oh, I can already delete it again. There we go. So, we aren't going to change everything. One thing that I won't be changing is you. So, so these were input belts, and this is the output belts. Let me think. Because I want to connect those up again. So what I can do, I first just get rid of all of these bits. Wait, you're interplanetary, right? Yeah. Well, yeet. Just have you provide these. Easy peasy. And don't demand from local. Actually, just don't have those here at all. There we go. So these are requested all over the place. But it's good to see we're still making a lot. Of course, you're limited by silicon. You're getting a few thousand. So now we're going to go back to double 4. So the good thing is, like, the silicon is produced over there. So if I need to up that, I can also up it immediately while we're at it. Although I think we're already tapping quite a lot of the silicon in this system. So I might have to go to another one. Bonk. So yeah, you require those. So why don't we make them right here? So you are going to demand warps, you're going to demand you, and you're going to be providing quantum chips. Going to be demanding these as well. Let's actually order that proper. Demanding you. So first we give you some power. I wonder if I have enough drones. Not enough, but should be all right. Give you some warpers as well. Demand from remote. Demand from remote. Demand from a local. Yeah. Yeah, this planet has very little copper. That's what I remember. Oop. Yeah. Right. Ba, 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 ba. Make me my quantum chips. So yeah, we've always had a shortage of these. So there are multiple places that require these. So I will actually set up a double line of this. Now we just need to go back to that planet every once in a while to check on the darn yellow chip production. But oh well, such is life. There we go. So you're produced very locally now. And let me take a look at silicon ore. I think we're already tapping into every single vein. Yeah, we are. So let me check my smelting array for that. Yoink. You are keeping up just fine. They're just not bringing it fast enough. Researching that so it's a little bit faster, but you are still exported, right? You even have 2 of you. Where are you exported though? To? I think it's a central location. Yeah, you require it as well, don't you? Yeah, you do. So this uses for its own for construction of these, and it also exports it. But I'm guessing. Let me check this whole 2 million is all of it. Yeah. I should probably just explore some surrounding systems to see. Thankfully, we have a trickle production now, at least. The only issue is you now. Let me quickly go back to Well, I need to go back to my home planet anyway. So I think what I'll do is go to double one. Quickly check on the chip production, because I assume... Oh, we're gonna miss it. There we go. Bonk. I assume it's silicon limited as well. Yeah, you're limited by you, and you're limited by silicon. Yeah. Alright, so it's silicon production is what we need. A lot of it. So I think I'll do that as the last thing for this stream for now. Let's go back to the system. It's been a few hours. I've got a lot to do. As always, unfortunately. I just don't want to have to write, man. Writing thesis is so awful. Easiest thing you'll ever write, unfortunately. Probably. Actually, no, my bachelor thesis was... Well, actually, I would argue that the text of this thesis is easier, because there's just no thinking. There's just zero. There's a little bit thinking in the discussion, but that's about it. Because all the work's in the code. All of it. Because there's no in-depth analysis to be done textually, at least, of other algorithms. Like, there's no complexity, because like it's all been figured out already, that stuff. Like, it's not, that's not up to me. But bounce. Also, how many smelters do I have? 300. That should be good. Because it seems that ore is the bigger issue compared to, well, anything else really. Oh, we saw a bunch of chips on me. I think you require those. It's a Nitro guy complaining about not having enough chips while having 10,000s here. Yeah, so access set you to 80%, so a little bit fuller. Oh, but we're not getting enough of those. Oh, how do we need those? Yes, we do need blue magnets. Did we run out of coal here? No, it should be a supply of graphene. Oh, that comes from actual miners still. No. No, we would really like that. It's just no longer required, any of this. Just don't bother. Of course, my garbage chest should be right here. That's the garbage chest. There we go. There we go. But yeah, like the thesis isn't hard. It's just not interesting to write at all, which is unfortunate. How's our Dyson Sphere looking? Hey, we're getting a lot more launches though, but I guess that's just because like they get deposited in batches of 1,000. Not the smartest idea to ever do, but you know. Yeah, look, we're already getting 8 gigawatts. Fantastic. Because that is more than we can consume right now. Because if we take a look at our consumption right now, they should all be running at like 10 a minute. Or, no, it should still be 10 a minute, yeah. 10 a minute perfectly. But this means that I can actually up this as well. I can put more of these down, which is really, really good. And it's slowly getting there. And the shell, like, so the swarm has like far fewer sails in it, but still it's so much better. So let's take a look how far we are with production. We're at a quarter. 26,000 out of 100,000 roughly. Of course, that's like a quarter of the shell, so it doesn't mean all that much. The planet just floats towards the star, so they got launched here, and then you can like see them go like that. But the panels themselves get shot by guns, and then they float towards the then they float towards the panels. Yeah, so you see these ones, they go out of orbits. What catches them at 15 kilometers? They slow down themselves. Everything in this game is scaled down. So like the actual exit velocity is probably like much less. Also, I don't know what the gravity or atmosphere is of this planet, because not every single planet has an atmosphere in this game. But it's mostly space magic in the end. Anyway, let's stop staring at this and actually go take a look around for better silicon. I want to go to Alpha Libre first and hope that there's a lot there. I don't know. And otherwise, we'll have to look at surrounding systems. Again, really annoying. You can't actually see how much there was. I think there is actually a mod for that, but I don't recall. Space ray between planets is stolen from suns of a solar. Is it? I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never played it. So I think we're in the system already. Yeah. 9 million, not worth it. I should go check Atria. Actually, what are these gamma ones? Are they special in any way? Because I've seen, like, I saw it in alpha. Literally the same screen and mini ships. Oh. Oh, 30 million. Now that's interesting. Let's go land on a planet here. What are you even? You're a B-type star. 13 million. Oh no, you're spread around. Why? 14 million. Reverse rotation. Huh. 3 million. Hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna pin you and remember you. And I'm gonna check Mirage and 64, comma, whatever that is. Because I would prefer one that has a lot of it on like the same system. Because then I'll be able to actually just pull up it all. It's like centralize it all. Because I would prefer that. Having 2 times 15 million is really not a bad idea though. So I think, yeah. Let's check Mirage and it's the last one, and then I'll go back to Gamma. Mm. I think they changed some stuff about the mod loading for this game. I need to change that. Tell me just 21 million. Let me see if it's on one planet or not. 13 million. It's the same thing. Yeah, so let's go back to Gamma. You need to wait to recharge a little bit. Let's see, let me scroll through this a little bit. I need to check what's actually the current modding. The modding thing, because they deprecate. It's weird. They deprecated one of them, and I'm not sure if I'm using I think I'm using the old version, so I might need to download the new one. But I'll check that out after the stream. Got a few interplanetary. I'll just pave one of them. I hope the nodes are a bit dense, because otherwise I'll be the only dense thing on the system. Yeah, I know that C Fusion has Sins of a Solar Empire on his Patreon wheel, so wait, is that a tidally locked planet? I think it is. Huh, neat. It is tidally locked. Shame it has nothing we want on it right now. 13 mil, 14 mil. Yeah, we'll go to the first one. Tidal locked planets are really, really useful for building Dyson spheres. Shame we didn't start here. Or that I didn't discover this earlier. Then I can shoot my planet-destroying cannons from another star system and blow. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. You know, that really makes me want to play with you. Bonk. Yeah, this looks good. So actually, the exact position of things doesn't really matter. I want to check how many I have of you. 8. Okay, so that means I can make like, well, 8 locals, providing ore, and then I'll have a few like actually smelting at one. You wanted the game with Interstellar War? Sins of Phase 1. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think it's on my wish list on Steam because I think I've come by it a few times. Thought this looks neat, and then never really felt the urge to play it. Again, I have too much to play, so that's a reason as well. But you know, if C Fusion wants to see, it hasn't aged well. That's a shame, but many things don't age well, and I'm still enjoying them. You know, I can make a really cruel joke about my girlfriend here, but I won't. I like her. I like her a bit too much for that. All right, silicon ore. Don't talk about Ava like that. No, exactly. She is a sweet girl. No, it wouldn't be true. Right. Didn't really grab a lot of power pulls. So thankfully we shouldn't need that many anyway. So for now, I'll hook these two up. She has a knife to your throat cuffed twice. Nah, she... What the hell? Nah, she ain't here. She would be yelling at me for playing video games and not doing any work, and I would tell her to shut up, Mom. Can't you see I'm making money here? And then she'd ask how much, and I would refrain from telling her the number. Telling her that's a closely guarded business secret, obviously. Nah, it's probably better to just like Blair. Oh, that is cruelty. I think I'd probably get PETA on me for animal cruelty if I did that. You're not making money. Bass isn't here. You know, even when Bass is here, okay. I don't make no money, but it's not okay. Not a significant amount. Not wanting to sound ungrateful there, despite kind of sounding ungrateful there. If I want to make the big bucks, I just need to play more crowd control. I know that what's his face? JJ has drunk the crowd control Kool-Aid. I mean, he's still doing that Dark Souls thing, right? I am surprised he is still going. I mean, of course, if he was better, he would be done by now, but, you know, I'm sure the money he's making isn't bad. JJ getting $40 every time Jagger feels like making him start again? Yeah, exactly. You play the game or pay the game? What do you mean there? Yeah, I know he's restarted a ton of times because he has the restart credits option, or like it's a restart, like it's a poor man's new game plus. I mean, he enjoys Dark Souls, so and the start isn't particularly hard, so I don't think he's I think JJ's laughing all the way to the bank here. Joyce, the cries of agony may disagree. Those are cries of joy, clearly. I mean, it's not difficult to feign agony. Whenever he sees that notification that someone's bought more bits again. Because it's like, if it was like, say me and Zelda 2, like if I had to, if there was like a restart option in the Zelda 2 run, crowd control, and for some godforsaken reason I was playing that and I had to restart all the time, I would just probably, want to kill myself. But at least JJ's playing a game he enjoys, so he can't complain. True Bass fakes agony with you every day. Yeah. How many times did he threaten to cancel the Patreon game? Last Republic Commando stream like 15 times? Poor guy. Travis will replay the fight. Oh, that's... No, that is... That's a bit too cruel, even for me. When you're rigging up the... Well... Apparently the emulator works, because I tried to get the CDI emulator to work, and it just never did, and, well... Apparently there have been some... That was like a few years ago. Umbrellix... apparently it has been updated in the meantime to actually make it function. So, I have a working emulator. Don't know how easy it is to actually do that, though. Since I assume, like, the actual logic behind the application is fairly simple. It's probably just you pay, like, the effect gets sent to the command and it just executes a function. And that function, pretty sure, is going to be, has a start and an end function, and it just changes some memory values. Of course, like, if that works at all is a big question in CDI, because you need to be able to do that without crashing the entire damn game. If you could toggle, well, for toggling the language, you'd need a special ROM that has all the languages in it. Not impossible to do that. Gotta move on. Okay, now they're all connected with power. Space warpers, power, high purity silicon. Replace all voice lines with Baz yelling Nitro. That would be, I'd pay for that. Too close? Oh, come on. Let's see. demand from remote, demand from remote. And now we just gotta wait a bit for this to charge. Why are you not getting any? There, that's better. It's gonna take a while because it'll need to like basically fully charge. I think like I was thinking about like just looking at how CC works, but it's just I don't know. Don't really see the need. We're gonna have actually we're gonna have a lot of travel here. With regards to the drones, which actually costs a lot of power. So I think it's a good idea to do this. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a crowd control for Factorio. Was that what I was thinking about? Oh yeah, that was what we were talking about. I remember a conversation like that a while ago. I think it could be fairly neat actually. And because it's all Lua, it's probably, and all deterministic, it's probably not even super duper difficult. Why are you not coming? Oh, don't tell me you've all been consumed. That would be really frustrating. Spawn, for example. I might have to go back to my home system. Okay, let's actually just hook you up so we can actually start. Not from local. Works just fine. Need to actually set the load to 100. Alright, let me actually go back to why would a big Dyson Sphere be bad? Take a guess. Well, okay, guess it's not super easy. My Dyson Sphere design takes a lot of materials to make because it's a very energy dense design, but a very material inefficient design. We need to actually go to Canis Majoris. Float map with ocean. Well, I don't know. Like it could be something like lock a random tech or just like empty a random chest. I don't know. Well, it's not inefficient because like my half-built crappy sphere produces a lot more than like C Fusion's smaller one. Like this half-finished piece of garbage, yeah, that produces like 8 gigawatts. Bonk. What are you doing? It's the blue. It's the blue. I don't even remember where I'm making the blue. It's turbo engines. Oh yeah, I know where it is. It's Dubba. Let's go take a look there. This looks like a Stella level Factorio, indeed. Oh, far away. Yeah, so we're producing about 7 gigawatts. This is why a big Dyson Sphere is bad. It's because, like, if I would idle this, I would probably take about a few hundred hours to build just this frame. Just because of its sheer size. Yeah, we're getting out of system, so these aren't loaded as much. Which is actually a bug, I think. At least we're getting more squares filled up. Just a few though. Here. See one over here. I'm basically gonna wait for this to completely fill out because there's a bug. If you have too many, if you have too many points that it can connect to. I suppose they are. Yeah, they are meant to take a long time, but you know. It's a bit excessive, the size I built. Here we go. Ooh, blue drink. Graphene. Where would you normally get that from? Jeez. Let me guess, coal. Yeah, it's draining. Just finish this off. Okay, damn it. We're gonna need to import coal here, I see. You don't have a slot free either. Well, we're making it somewhere. I think it's coming from our home planet even. Not that it's all too great to actually do that. All 1 million. Not so much. I think it's probably also going to be on the other system since it had a lot of, well, everything really. Just thinking, what's the best course of action here? It's probably best to just let this work for a while and just start supplying it into the general network. Yeah. Lack of material. And a lack of goddarn power again. And I'm out of fusion stations. Great. Play Kotor while it idles. That's tomorrow. Alright. So what are you lacking? I assume you're also lacking coal products, which you don't actually require. What are you lacking? Engines. Engines require more iron. Well, that would explain one thing. We've got more than enough iron here. Just seems like I can't design a system for shit. Alright, good. So that's gonna catch up a little bit. Anyway, I think construct additional pylons. Yeah, we're gonna need okay, you have a lot at least. Oh, we have some here as well. Yeah, normally we'd request turbo engines from elsewhere. But of course we don't have enough. Oh, it's actually an output. Yeah. Okay. Production's surely picking up, but... So we need to fix coal as well as... Well, so you can make graphene from refined oil. It's probably best to just, well, not do that at least. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go to Gamma Piscis. Because I kind of just need to hope that one shipment arrives of deuterium cells, and it should be enough for a long time. From here I can fix coal, and I think it also has enough resources to actually do a second batch of those engines. Because I think this is just a really good system in general. I hope it has everything. The only thing I don't need is titanium. I need iron, copper, and coal. And silicon, we already know that. Was it 1? Guess it's bedtime. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here as well. I'm gonna go grab some lunch and then go do some work. Bonk, yeah, this was a good planet. Yeah, so you got a shipment. That's really, really good. Yeah, I'm gonna do actual work, damn it. And then I want to check the... Okay, you have a lot of... Okay, don't have that much coal, but we do have a lot of iron and copper. Unfortunately... It's all fairly poorly spread around. Let me take a look. I think we need much, much more iron than we need copper. Hi, my name is Nigel. This is my program. You think I could present that as a thesis? Not sure. So iron, that's a lot more iron than copper. In the end, we need like 3 copper to like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 13. Yeah, it's like 2 to 13 line 62,000. Hey, might have been really. Yeah, so we need much, much more iron than copper. So just go build it here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so just build it here. It even has a little bit of coal. Nice orbit inclination there. And then we'll just... on this planet we're on right now has the coal, right? Yeah, so we just build the graphene here and just produce it as well. Because that is 2 to 1, right? So this produces a little over 1 million. So it should be good. It tells the software the yellow pixels are electrons. But the yellow pixels aren't electrons. They're beads. I can't type beads, damn it. Yellow pixels aren't electrons, they're yeah, they're beads. Also, the pixels aren't yellow, they're technically white because we're using grayscale. Grayscale sensors. They're just photon counters. They're nothing particularly special. It's because we need higher precision. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We are going to be back tonight with 2 Patreon games in a row. We're going to be doing Franconians and Shadows. So, see you guys then, and, well, sleep tight.